From the Opopka Studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching The Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Barry Trammell. It's time for our weekly We Pick 'em segment. Time to pick some games and some either ors. But let's start with a great game on Sunday. Lakers versus the Thunder. The Thunder's in LA, Barry. Who you got in this one?
I'm going to take the Lakers, and I think it's a little bit of a revenge game. Last time the Thunder went out to LA to play the Lakers, the Thunder waxed them pretty good. Everyone in the league wrote about the demise of the Lakers. Lakers playing without Kobe Bryant for the last week or so, and have been out to make a point, and they've played pretty well. I think they've moved the ball. A lot of different guys get to shoot. I think the Lakers will be ready for the Thunder.
No, I think they will too. I think this is a great game, but I'm going to go with the Thunder. I just think the Thunder's I think they're better equipped to handle this matchup than ever before. I love what they've been able to do defensively against the Lakers. You know, it's still a little bit, and I don't quite know how they get it done because of those two guys in the middle that the Lakers have. Just so good, Gasol and Bynum. But they've managed him well, Barry, and you know what? They've managed Kobe well. I think James Harden's defense on him has been spectacular. It is going to be a little revenge game Sunday, big ratings on TV. But I'll go Thunder. But I do think this is a fun matchup, and who knows? At this point, playoff might be a playoff matchup too. All right, what about this one? Let's go to the OSU spring game. Which quarterback will look better in the OSU, well, I guess it's called the spring finale, so they say. Is it going to be J.W. Walsh or is it going to be Clint Shelf?
I am going to go with Clint Shelf, and I think it's because of circumstance. We've got a situation where they're not going to let any quarterback get close to being hit. I guess that they'll wear the green jerseys in the game, in whatever format they use. J.W. Walsh will make a lot of plays with his legs. But about the first or second time he takes off running, they're going to blow the whistle. Now, down in Norman at the spring game, they let the quarterbacks run a long way, and the players didn't hit them. But I don't think OSU is going to let the quarterbacks do much running. About the first 2 or 3 yards, J.W. Walsh takes off, whistle's going to blow. So I think it's going to just be a passing deal. And I think Shelf probably looks a little better.
Well, I think it is interesting because it sounds like this spring finale is not going to be much of a scrimmage at OSU. They haven't had contact in the spring. They didn't have it in the fall. Won 12 games, so you can see why they would continue to do that. But it is going to be a little bit hard to tell. I just think J.W. Walsh is a guy we have not really seen much of. I think he will now be a more advanced player than last we saw him in the spring, just very minimally a year ago. So I know that his game is not a passing game purely, so it will be a little bit harder to tell, but I think he'll look better. I think they're going to use a lot of different plays with him to try to get the ball maybe to running backs out of the backfield, things like that. We didn't mention Wes Luntberry. Maybe he's the guy that, as the pure passer of the three, maybe he's the guy that has the best day in Stillwater.
He's the guy I'm most looking forward to seeing.
Definitely. All right, let's go back to this one. What about this NBA quandary, Barry? All NBA point guard. Is it going to be Russell Westbrook or Tony Parker?
Up until about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I thought Russell Westbrook was going to make it. I thought he's going to be first team All-NBA, but I think it's going to be Tony Parker now. He's just playing so spectacularly. He is the leader of the Spurs. No longer is it Tim Duncan, it's Tony Parker. He's running that Spur offense sensationally. The pick and roll, the mid-range jumper, the floaters, everything about Tony Parker's game is top shelf. The Spurs have become the NBA's most efficient offense. It's because of Tony Parker. I think he's the All-NBA point guard.
I do too. I would say he's the guy to look at for that honor. But you know what? It's not to say Russell Westbrook hasn't had a great year. I just think he's still got some rough patches in his game. I mean, we saw against the Spurs on Wednesday night that he gets yanked, as our man John Rhodey saw there at the tail end of the game. Scott Brooks not at all happy with him. So, I think he's still got rough patches. But as Jeff Van Gundy told me earlier in the year, this would be like asking somebody who never played quarterback to step in at an NFL level and think that there'd be no rough patches. Russell Westbrook's going to have rough patches. He's done pretty well considering his limited play at that point guard position. All right, back to the gridiron, Barry. This one looks at the NBA draft. Justin Blackmon or Ryan Tannehill, who's going to go first in this next NFL draft?
I think it's going to be Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't think Blackmon's going to go number 3 to the Vikings, or I don't think, and if that trade gets picked, if that pick gets traded, it's going to go to Miami so they can draft Ryan Tannehill. If it goes to 4, I think the Browns are going to jump on Ryan Tannehill. Quarterbacks rise in the draft. We saw it last year when people like Christian Ponder suddenly emerged early in the draft, in the first round, when we didn't even think he was going to go in the first round. I think Tannehill will go either third to the Dolphins or fourth to the Browns. I think he'll go before Blackman.
Total mystery to me how Ryan Tannehill has managed this. I mean, I think Ryan Tannehill's a nice quarterback, thought he was a nice quarterback at Texas A&M, but I never in a million years thought he might be a lottery type pick, a top 5 or 10 pick in the NFL draft. This is just a ridiculous rise in my mind. Maybe he will prove everybody right if they pick him this high. Maybe he is good enough to be picked in that spot. But I know Justin Blackman is, and if people get their thinking caps on draft day, Justin Blackman will go before Ryan Tannehill. He's going to be a guy who's going to have a quick impact in the NFL. He's ready to play, Barry. He's got an NFL game, and if people want somebody to go out and catch passes, I think Justin Blackman's your guy. Weird things happen on draft day. He should go higher than Ryan Tannehill in my mind. All right, lastly, back to basketball. This one, though, a college question, Barry. Who's the better hire? Is it Larry Brown at SMU or Danny Manning at TU?
Nothing against Danny Manning, nothing against Tulsa, but it's Larry Brown. I love Larry Brown. I think just to flat coaching, I think he's the best basketball coach ever in terms of just taking teams and making them play. Now, some downside to Larry Brown. He's not going to stay long. Yeah. Definitely not at 71 years old at SMU, a mid-level Conference USA program that's going to the Big East and going to get its head bashed in. But Larry Brown will get SMU basketball relevant very quickly. They will be much better. They will be fun to watch. They will play hard. They will win a lot of games they had no business winning. So what he's going to do at SMU is essential for that basketball program to gain some traction in the Big East. I think it's a great move for SMU.
I don't doubt that Larry Brown's a great coach. He's been a great coach at every level he's coached at. I'm just not so sure that you can resurrect SMU basketball, at the drop of a hat or the hire of a Larry Brown. I think Danny Manning, young, up-and-coming coach, he's got a staff around him of young guys. We've seen this model at Tulsa before. Young coach comes in, excites fans, gets players, coaches them up, and they can do great things with that program. I'm not saying Danny Manning's the next Bill Self or, fill in the blank with any of those other really good hires that Tulsa's had over the years, but I think that they can really start something special with Danny Manning. Larry Brown, I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold, Barry. I mean, I know he went after this job, but at his age, is he really going to be excited? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how these both pan out. And if they end up playing each other, this is the kind of matchup you could see an SMU playing a TU sometime. That'd be a great matchup of former coach and player. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.